Yep, 2 to 0. Still working a little bit on that audio. A little bit. Where to go? Yes. All right, testing. Let's see if that's. It looks like it's supposed to be a little bit better. All right, let's see if that's any better. We'll get that in a couple minutes. Get too much going on over here, but I'll see if we can't get that. All right, testing. Okay, now it looks like we've got it. All right, let me know if this is coming across a little bit better than what it was before. Hopefully, an acceptable volume. And Danielle, yes, actually we did. Oddly enough, they sent 2 of them, which obviously we appreciate. And the plaque that Danielle is referring to is the for everybody's super helpful donations that we received all the way through December, and that was a whoa, a little bit of a miscue there from Jeremy as he kind of pops that one up a bit, um, but the amount that we were able to give them in such a short period of time, that's really nice of everybody to step that one up. I'll get a picture of that and get that posted up. But yes, I believe that came in just a few days ago, maybe even as much as a week ago. So. A little bit of a miscue caught him some position play on the 7 ball. Looks like he goes ahead and plays a defense if that holds up. So he's left the ball open, but he's sitting really close to that 10 ball sitting over there, which will make it a little bit more difficult, but he can still, as you can see, can still get beside it. Nice shot there by Jose. Great control. Looks like he's got enough of an opening down here to go ahead and roll that one in as well. It will get by that 10 ball. We'll bounce off that side rail. Great shot by Jose there. All right, 10 ball down. Changes that score to Jeremy. 1 for Jose. And Danielle, it was definitely a pleasure seeing some of the pictures and how much that the Lions Club and Toys for Tot program. My understanding was they even had a few extras that they were able to take from other places to also help out. There's a lot of tables. That is a lot of children that got helped out over there. So we can be rest assured that's probably going to become a yearly thing, because that was sure nice to be able to help out in that situation this past year. All right, so let's see. Reasonably open break. Got a little bit of a clutter down here on the bottom. Comes up dry. Jeremy's going to come back, but he's got his challenges down here. He might be able to get a breakout with that when he comes back down for that 2 ball, though. Just needs those to separate out a little. It doesn't have to split wide open, but... that'll just come up a little more, so he's got a cut on it, but not an easy one. He's got to let that cue ball go a little bit, but at least it's only going side to side. So the position on the 4 hopefully won't be too much trouble. You may remember, for those of you that's been watching us for the better part of this year, Jeremy's been out here a couple of times. I don't believe, if I remember correctly, I don't believe he's lost one yet, and he's had some pretty tough opponents. I'm sure he wants to keep that streak going as long as possible. Jose's been out here a little bit more recently. Really played a solid match with David Williams just a few weeks back. Played the best I'd ever seen him. Prior to that match, I would have thought he was possibly a little out of his league. Comes out here shooting absolutely lights out last time he came, and definitely looked like and shot like any other good player that's been out here. Looking up here at that 4 ball. Needs to come off the rail a little bit. Actually, probably doesn't mind being a little bit straight on that 5. Decided to go ahead and take it down a little further. Play that 5 in the side. Works out just as well. Yeah, just in the few months that he's been coming out here, his cue ball control has gotten so much better. It's pretty impressive. maybe the first couple of times he was out here was a little bit more nerves with the camera and sort of this kind of environment. But he's showing he'll play most anybody lately. He's actually got another match tomorrow as well. Him and Casey Grove are gonna be facing off. He's putting in his work, that's for sure. Wants to be careful of that one, and it finds its way in. Hands a second game over to Jeremy, as Jeremy's going to go up 3-1. Too bad, that was a really nice run he put up on that one. And Jeremy making 2 on the break there, coming back, giving himself an easy shot on that 1 ball. It didn't come back quite as much as he'd want to on this one. Still got a shot on the 2. Just gotta cue ball out a little bit more, a little bit back and forth. Trying to stay above it, catches it a little bit on the strong side. On the 3 ball in the side pocket. It looks like he's going to have to force this one forward and come back across. That's a great job on that one. And David, I bet he's up for round 2. It's 6 ball later from the side. Roll bet. Ball up for a nice little shot on the 7. Kind of off a little bit. And just keep it around center, maybe just a hair draw. Looks like he's kind of winding up a little extra. Just kind of wants to drag that one across a little bit and hope not to get right where it's going to get. Right behind that 10 ball. So makes that one a little bit more difficult than what he'd like to see. Good hit on the 9 ball. Let's see where that one lands. Did make its way past the side pocket, but it looks like it made it past the side pocket enough to be able to go ahead and cut up into that top corner. Don't really have to do anything to this one as well. Just make the shot and should have position with no problem. Overcuts it, or excuse me, undercuts it. No, I was right the first time. Overcuts it a little bit. That is squeaking awful close to that side pocket, but catches the point, no problems at all. I mean, with almost a straight in shot on that 10 ball. Take this up to 4-1. Uses the entire pocket, but it still finds a way to get itself in there. And for while they're racking these up, we'll go ahead and talk about some of the ones that help us out a little bit here with old bank shots. It's over here in Dunedin, on the other side of Tampa from where we are. They get a little bit more beachfront property over towards their direction, but great full haul up there. It has helped us out a lot with some of the best players in the area coming over to visit us. Make sure you check them out if you happen to be over in that area, or I'd make a special trip for it. It'll be worth it. Looks like he's got one pocket on the break. Also got a shot on that one ball. It's not an easy shot. He's definitely got an edge. He may elect to go ahead and just push that down table as opposed to trying for the shot. Has to go ahead and cross side that one, but that cue ball is going to find its way into that corner pocket. Great shot at it, just an unlucky roll. He comes back to the table with ball in hand, and these are pretty open. Very nice shot there. Comes up a little high on that 7 ball. Ends up at about the 50-yard line between where he wants to put it. I believe the bank's going to be out because of where that 9 ball is. But it does look like it's cuttable top or bottom. Either way, it cue ball is going to travel a little. A great try there. Gotta make sure that's a bit of a double option. It's probably a good thing that one didn't come in going from the angle that he's at. He definitely would not have had a shot on that 8 ball from there. It does leave Jeremy a very long shot all the way up table. Jeremy overcutting that one, leaving that 7 ball right by that pocket. That's a pretty prime real estate. What Jose would want to see. I just draw it back, maybe a little bit to the right of where he is now. He should be sitting pretty good. Goes ahead and takes it all the way across. If that sits on the rail, he's still okay. It looks like he might have enough room to go ahead and force that cue ball forward and out enough for that 10 ball. Gets ahead and passes on the 10 ball. Lets him have that one. Brings this score to 4-2. Make sure we say hello to my favorite sushi place that's in town and one of our favorite competitors that comes out here. Anybody that happens to be over in this Brandon area, make sure you go check them out. And it really, not just because they help us out over here. We visit it quite frequently because that place that's got some really, really great food out there. So make sure you check them out if you're over here in the Brandon area. All right, 10 ball down, but that is in the back, so actually it's not going to count in any pocket. A lot of times they'll take out the back 2 pockets, but they are respotting the 10 in any pocket on this game. He is going to go ahead and shoot this one again. No balls down. But with that 10 ball going down, then continue shooting. It sends that 1 ball all the way up table. It's a little bit of an opening, but so he's got a place to be able to get to it. Great shot. Leaves that 1 ball where it is. Can't tell. It doesn't look like it's completely hidden, but he's got the edge of it. Maybe even enough to make. I don't think he'll try to make this one. I don't believe he wants that to go in, but it is heading that direction. Luckily, was a little bit short of it. Jeremy's gonna be kicking at this one from the looks of it. Seeing Danielle, she might be willing to play. This is Aaron, obviously, we're talking about, but she may be willing to play, but it's hard to say because she has now that leagues and all that stuff have started back, she's finally starting to get back into playing. Where she had taken a little time off. Probably a lot of lack of interest there for a bit, so she's actually been coming back out and practicing even with myself, and because I've gotten my lazy butt back out here a few times here and there. I'll have to ask her whenever we get done tonight. It would be a fun match to watch. I think y'all would actually match up pretty well. Jose lining up for that 110 combo. I'm sure that's probably has a little bit to do with going from that 2 to the 3 with that little bit of traffic that's up there. They decide to go ahead and start working on some defenses instead. Look over here and see where that did not get it hidden behind the 7, but also didn't exactly leave a real great shot for Jeremy coming back up. Jeremy's going to try to hide behind a little fence of balls that's up there as well. I believe he's got it, so Jose's going to be kicking at this one. If this one bounces, it'll get hooked. Otherwise, I believe that one's going to stay open, much like the last one did. They're just going to beat the 1 ball around for a little while, and if somebody slips up and lets it sneak out. And Tony trying desperately to call some people out. We got some people. Matter of fact, I might even play myself. I even practiced once this year. Let's see what's going on here. So, Jeremy looking at that side pocket. Wants that cue ball up. It looks like he got really good position with some help with that 8 ball. See if he plays this one back, straight back across. I believe he will go ahead and play this. He may try to get on the back side of that 3 ball off 1 rail, but it looks like he is going to stay on this bottom side of it. A little bit of angle, not a gimme shot, but one that he's been known to make a few times. A narrow miss on that one. As Jose comes back, it's a little bit blocked. Like he might might be able to. It looks like he is going to the long rail over there. So not trying to make it from there, just trying to make a good hit, and does that successfully. Unfortunately, that cue ball finds its way in. So very, very open table for Jeremy Bell to come back to. Got to work on that 3 out from here. And Tony, as much as I'd like to play tonight, I'm gonna have to pass on that one. I got a long day tomorrow that's not gonna allow me to have any naps before our matches tomorrow night. So, but we'll definitely have to set it up. Had a lot of fun whenever you guys came. It's been a little while now. We haven't seen you in quite some time, but a lot of fun whenever you guys came out and we got to cheat a little bit last time. And I might duck you whenever it's coming to the 7-foot though. It's time for us to play on the 9-foot next time. Jeremy looking across table at that 6 ball. Probably even going to keep that cue ball over on that side. Make a nice little roll in for the 7 in the top corner. Looks like that'll help him get nicely on that 8 ball. So far, so good. And with that 9 ball sitting right by the side pocket, Jeremy doesn't have to do too much work here. Looks close to straight in, but not perfectly. But again, he doesn't have to get too specific and just drawing it back like he did there. Works out very nicely for him. Left that pretty straight, so any kind of stop shot or up to several feet of draw will work out no problem for him. I don't know why I have all these balls at the bottom. I am not keeping up with them like I'm supposed to, so we're just going to turn those off for right now. Jeremy cruising that one on up to 5-2. While he's racking those up, we'll make sure that we throw one more on here for old Classic Billiard Outfitters. Anybody that doesn't know about it, I need to pull the flyer up so that we can make sure that we've got it out for the tournament that they're putting on at the end of this month over at Mikey's Place. And if you don't already know about it, we'll try to get that onto our site as quick as possible. And it's going to be their first annual 8-ball shootout. And we actually are going to grab some camera equipment and go out there ourselves and try to stream. Not something we do too often whenever it comes to going on location. I have a lot of respect for the people that do that. It's that can be a lot to carry around and set up and hope that everything works right because you don't have all the spare parts. But we're going to give it a shot and see how it works. Scratch on the break on that one, and Jose's coming back with ball in hand. I don't see too much trouble with going from 1 to 2. That position though is going to have a lot of determination on how he comes back down for that 3 ball. So they're spread on opposite ends of the table here. He's got a little work to do. Leaving himself at a nice angle and out of the path of other balls that are sitting out there. So a great job getting on that 3 from where he was. Made sure he gave himself plenty of room to get around. Caught that one either a little hard or a little soft. I'm guessing a little hard, as he was probably trying to shoot that 4 into the side, but left himself an opportunity. Looks like he might be going for this one though. And he does, and he wants that to slow down a little bit to find that window. And it looks like he's found it pretty nicely. I believe that one goes in completely unobstructed, so a great shot from Jose on that. And yes, Danielle, they also do have the, at Mikey's Place, they do have the Wayne Ball tournament that's coming up this weekend, which should also be nice. That's even going to be to benefit I believe it's called Shooting for the Future. It's a new charity that's been put together within the last few months, that's helping out with some of the expenses of getting children, young adults, into not only playing but being able to afford to go to some of the different tournaments that's going on. So great benefit there, and I'm sure that Wayne, knowing him as long as I did, will be very happy that that tournament is being put in his honor. That one I think is I believe that one's the 23rd. I know we had that one on our page as well, but I need to put both of those tournaments back up to the top a little bit. Jeremy taking a good look at that one ball, and it definitely goes in the side. You just got to watch the speed a little bit on that cue ball, or decide just to go all the way down table and come back up a little bit. Looks like that's what he's chosen. Looks like it's running good, so left himself a very makeable shot here. Oh yeah, should have any problems cutting this one in, but here goes where I start jinxing people. Yep, did it again. That one's, Jeremy, if you're listening, that one's on me. You'd think by now I'd learned to shut up, but here we are. All right, drills that one in, brings it up to 5-3. Two of them still keeping that to be a very close game. So it took me a few minutes to notice earlier that we don't have the sound from inside that room. And I've been sitting here the better part of the time that we have been live, trying to figure out where I needed to fix that. And so I finally looked up there and realized that since I went through, we actually have installed a couple of new cameras and moved a few things around. And the microphone that's sitting up there that's supposed to be giving us sound from inside that room, the plug is sitting beside it. So that one will not be on for right now. Probably not for this whole match. I don't like to go in there and disturb them mid-match just to plug in cables that I forgot about. So apologize for there not being room in, or having any sound in that room. We'll get that fixed for tomorrow's night's match. And bobbles that and kicks that 3 ball back out. Jeremy's going to come with a little bit of a cut. I'm sure he doesn't mind sending that one down table for 4 on the side, but just need to catch that one a little bit on the straight side. So it comes back down and without running into anything else. I think it's gonna come out okay. Stays on the right side of that 7 ball, so good shot there by Jeremy. Everything's starting to work its way out nicely here for this run out. A little drawback, probably even bump that side cushion a little bit. Oh, bobbles that one. So both of them have caught a little bit this game. As they coming back with a high ball. It's sitting right by the pocket, but it's actually sitting just by the point, so he does have to cut it a little bit, and he tried to cut that one so thin that he actually ends up missing the 5 ball. So the Q stick kind of bumped the 9 ball over there, but it is cue ball foul only, so guess it doesn't really matter in considering the cue ball was a miss on. We inevitably end up with a foul anyway. Sending it up table to break those up a bit. 6 balls up next, but he ends up jacked up over that 8 ball. It's make it a little tougher to get back up for that 7. Decides to go ahead and just roll the 6 in, take the harder shot on the next one. Drills that one in like he knew what he was doing there. That was a great shot on that 7 ball. He's a very makeable shot on the 8 ball in the side pocket. I'm not taking credit for that one. That one was just an unfortunate mess. And as they coming back to the table, see if he decides to bank that one or try to hide it somewhere. Don't really see a whole lot of anything easier as far as trying to hide it. So he goes ahead and fires that one in. Doesn't want that to go too far. I'd say pretty tough one on that 9 ball there. It might be cuttable, but he's really got to watch that speed. Wants that to come as far back down as he can without finding corner pocket. Great shot on that. Moves the score up to 5-4. I might have actually had it wrong on the previous one, but we'll flip that on so that the school board in the other room takes care of it. Gets real close to that corner pocket with that cue ball, but does not fall in. Does make a ball. 1 ball is open, but a long way away. And if we look at where that 210 is, almost guess what the plan is going to be here. He decides not to look at that 210 combo, but might be looking at the 310 combo. Take a look over here and see if that goes by, and looks like he is definitely lining up for that 10 ball now. Drills that one in. I want to take a second look at that one. Five to five. Tie ball game for Jeremy and Jose. Nice break there. Almost makes that 10 ball again. Does not get a shot on the one. Does not leave Jeremy a shot on the one ball as it comes up as a dry break. Jeremy's in a little bit of a pickle here with, I'm not sure, I believe that they're allowing push shots, but a 10 ball sitting there waiting. Take a look while he's walking around, and definitely does not look like he can see the edge of that, so he's definitely going to push out. Maybe even been shooting for possibility of making that 10 ball, but it didn't matter if he did on that one, as Jose's going to come back to the table. Like he does have a partially blocked shot on the 7. Looks like Jeremy's trying to dig into that one a little bit and see if maybe he could make that 9 ball. Missing that one, and the speed that went sends that cue ball back up table, leaves Jose open shot. Not an easy one, but still open. Let's go ahead and hide that one behind the 7, and a good shot there. Yeah, this is going to be very necessary for Jeremy to come to the table and hit this 1 ball, or Jose's going to take the lead. It's a really nice hit there. Comes out very well rewarded as well. And I don't know if Jose can see that 1 ball. It looks like he can see an edge of it, and maybe enough to even be able to make it from there. Leaves that 1 ball in place with a 7 blocking the path. And if that was slow roll, even if I don't think that one's gonna go into that corner pocket, but plenty of balls down table to be able to hide behind. It looks like Jeremy separated those out very well again. It's actually a little bit tougher. It's a little bit closer to that 2 ball. I believe it's a little bit tougher of a hit. He's still lining up like he's able to go a little bit more straight at it. Take a look overhead here. And between the 8 and 2, it looks like it's blocked in that way. Like he would have to go one rail. Jeremy gonna look down table at that 10 ball. It does look like it's wide open down there. Ooh. Take it back up a little bit and at least now the early 10 ball, or the really early 10 ball, might now be out of the picture, but could be a race to the 8. Let's see how they decide to play that one. And these are, since they are playing 10 ball, they're playing a lot of very traditional rules with 10 ball, and that is calling your pocket. Of course, that one coming across a couple of times did not go into the original pocket he wanted to, so Jeremy's back up the table here. Swings a little wild on that one. Did get that cue ball where he wanted it. Jeremy undercutting that 4 ball a little bit up there. I've been trying to take a hard look at the 5 ball before he had gotten there. A really nice cut on that 6 ball on the side. Trying to make things a little easier. Unfortunately, even with that 8 ball, he's got 2 of those pockets blocked. So let's go ahead and send it above the 8 ball. I believe he even tried to touch the side of it, hoping he might get a little bit of a roll out of it, but looks like he's going to cross corner bank this one. We end up playing that one 2 ways. Leaves that cue ball all the way up table, and a whole lot of separation between these two. Jeremy's shown that he can make some banks. I'm not sure if he'll decide to go ahead and And try for this one. If you can find a way to get that cue ball back there by the 10 ball, or just send the 8 ball straight up to the middle, the top rail. I think that one's gonna possibly get a little close to that side pocket. We'll find out what Jose thinks about that one here in a moment. Nice cut there by Jose. 9 ball all the way up table. No problems there. And Jose going ahead for, I believe, the first time on this one, 6-5. Uh, Dwight, sorry, I didn't see the comment. Oh, it looks like you just posted the comment. Yes, he actually passed. God, I wish I could remember what month that was in, but it's been probably 6-7 months ago. One of the good friend of a lot of ours. Used to play with him. He was at Robertson's. Took care of the Wayne Ball custom cues, and pretty much everybody sticks for a whole lot of miles around. So he will be missed, but yes, he did pass. Jeremy going for a 2 rail kick here at that 6 ball. Comes up a little short on that one. Jose's got yet again another good opportunity here. When he wants that one to run a little bit, and looks like he got out there far enough. A little tough to tell. I believe that 8 will go. A little on the thin side, but 9 ball's sitting in a pretty good spot and has a whole lot of different pockets to go to, but he won't be able to make it to it on this time. However, looking at it from this angle, it sure looks like that 10 ball has a chance to go into the side if he connects to it right. He's probably going to play, he may play a couple rails to get to the right side of the back of that one. It's a good. Just in the wrong side pocket. They pretty open on that 8 ball, and again, 9 ball sitting pretty easy. I believe he's gonna really like the position he has after this one as well. And Danielle, July 10th. That sounds about right. It doesn't seem like that long ago, but I believe that one's correct. See, while they're getting started on this one, I'll even try to find that link to the tournaments that's coming up. Nice open break. Ends up with a combo on that 1-6 that's up there, but he's lined up pretty well for that corner pocket. So as long as he controls that cue ball, should still have a shot after. This one's going to Jeremy. I'll go ahead and throw that link up for the Wayne Ball tournament for anybody that's interested in that one. It's over there in our comments. They have an event set up for that. So we'll try to see if we can't make it out there ourselves with that one. Is again, that was a very dear friend to a whole lot of us, to pretty much everybody that knew him. Jose bringing up a jump cue, long distance on the 4 ball, but makes that one no problem. That makes it, excuse me, makes a hit on it. Jeremy come back to the table. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try to get that one all the way back up. Table decides to go ahead and take the lower route, and I like his way a lot better. Sending out a little bit far, but if he just goes ahead and does a little stun shot or decides to swing that one all the way over to the right hand side. Alright, nice job. Keeps a good angle on it. Be able to go to the bottom rail, back up towards the left side middle table. So that's just to play the side rail. He's good position on that. That was a really nice shot. Tin ball called down here in the corner. Right, nice job. 7-6. Wide open break, unfortunately. Scratches back here. Ends up with the... Don't really see too much trouble. Got a way to get around to most. Have to watch the position a little bit getting back onto that 4-ball. After that, I believe he's going to like what he sees and everything else, and if he keeps this one below it, decides to went ahead and took that one all the way up. That's a little bit of a long distance. Maybe he's trying to get onto the left side of the 4-ball. He's had to slow down, but that 4-ball does have a corner pocket. Looks like it can go into. It's just pretty tight. Or he can play defense on this one. Ties that one up in there very nicely. And gets a little help from that corner pocket. Help that one stay over there a bit. Jeremy comes back to the table once again with another kick shot. One rail up to the top short rail. That's another great hit. Nice shot by Jose on that one. Now with the side of the 5-ball he's on, I wonder if he's going to go ahead and just try to push that one up to the this bottom left-hand side, aiming for that 6 ball on the side. Ooh. Catches that one a little bit light, almost scratches inside, but ends up coming out with a nice defense. Albeit a little unintentional. We all like those accidental defenses. It's a nice little bounce off that 9 ball and should be set up for success after that one. It's a good angle again on the 9 ball. Sends it a little long, but that's okay. Nothing out of reach. Let's go ahead and take 1 second look at it. Put that one in with no problem at all. And move that score up to 6-8. Is they giving himself another good opportunity here. Pockets the ball, leaves himself a shot on the 1. And yeah, that's quite a few times that Danielle, that he has made that 10. But with a magic rack, some people just know the right spot to hit it. I'm not fortunate enough to be one of those people, but he's drilled that one either in or really close many times today. And Dwight, I'll go ahead and look that one back up now. I'm not sure why. Like for some reason it's not coming up for you, but it did come up for me. I'm just gonna let me post that one more time real quick, a different way, and see if at least the picture will come up that will lead you there. Let me know if the one that I just posted on there, if that link works. But like Danielle said as well, you can go to the Mikey's Place Facebook page as well. A great shot by Jeremy on that 6 ball. Looking really good on that 7 as well. Looks like he's left just enough angle to he can go down that bottom rail with a little bit of inside and come back up. Did just that. Would have liked that to have come up, I'm sure, a little bit more, but now he'll just have to take a little bit longer route, let that cue ball float all the way up table and back down. Just have to watch the speed a little bit more. May even elect to go ahead and shoot that 8 ball up into the top right corner. And just kind of draw it over. We'll know about the time he's queuing up which way he's doing that one. Looks like he's going all the way up. There's a little long on the 8 ball. Also hasn't exactly left it easy for Jose coming back to the table. Yeah, Jose does a nice job of at least getting it back there and mostly hidden. I think Jeremy can see the edge of it, but don't know from that angle if it's worth actually trying for it or just trying to keep those separated out and make it a little tough for Jose coming back to the table. Right, for anyone that's interested, I did go ahead and take um, the link to the Wayne Ball event that's coming up this weekend, threw it onto the bigger live stream page, so hopefully at least there we'll be able to see it and not fight as much with the page or with the comments that's over here. Might be easier to find it that way as well. It was buried a little bit down in Mikey's page, excuse me. But while I'm going through that, Jose does a wonderful jump shot, followed up by the 9 and 10 to give him a little bit further lead. Clean up the floor. Oh, you must not have been on here earlier. I did actually before the match started, but we can thank our friend TJ White. He's actually putting a new roof up here on the game room. And hold on just 1 second, sorry. Give us just 1 second, everyone. We're just taking a look at something for a quick second. We'll be right back with you. All right, sorry about that. So we thought we might have a little bit of a discrepancy on what the score was. It actually turns to find out that the scoreboard that was in the room was actually correct. The scoreboard that I have here, before switching it over to the auto, where it actually reads from the, sorry, where it actually reads from the other room, That one was incorrect, which was showing up on here. So the players had it right in the other room, but as you can see, whenever we changed the camera out, we kind of lost the angle of the scoreboard that's in the background. There's a touchscreen monitor back there that they keep up with it. So it has been correct back there when it got switched to auto around between 5.2 and 5.4. It became correct on the screen. It has always been correct in the room. So we went back and kind of looked at that one real quick and made sure that the scores where it's supposed to be. Again, it's always been correct as far as the players were concerned, but there was a couple of viewers that had said something about that it was off because they saw it skip from 5.2 to 5.4. There was supposed to be a game in between there where it did not get changed. So that one's actually on me, and I apologize. And but we've showed it to both players, and they 100% agree that it's where it's supposed to be. So off and running again. And while I'm trying to talk, I will quit trying to manually take care of all these things over on the side and stick to what's been working for all this time and let the players take care of it. So here we are, 6 to 9. Let's get a little bump on that one. Would like that one to come a little bit further out. 8 ball will go up there into that corner pocket. Leaves a possible one rail kick for Jeremy. I'm trying to see. It looks like there may be. Can't tell if he's picking up a jump cue or not. I can't imagine he's going to jump at that one. He's awfully good at his one rail kicks. So probably see him attempt to go ahead and kick that 9 ball into the corner pocket. Let's make a good hit on it. There's a long, pretty straight shot for Jose coming back up to the table. Jose once again taking care of business, makes that 10 ball, moves that up to 10 to 6. All right, we're at the halfway point. Players are going to take a real quick break, and then we will be right back. Alright, looks like the guys are ready to start it back up. A nice break by Jose. Unfortunately loses that cue ball a little bit and it finds its way into the bottom corner pocket down here. And thank you, Dwight. Glad you could join us tonight. Jeremy lined up pretty well for this 2 ball down here in the corner. Top shot, as long as it didn't get behind the 8, looking pretty good right there. Let's see if he plays this one around to get back over across the other side of the table for that 5 ball, or just plays it with a little bit of inside and tries to come straight back across. Have to that 6 ball little, but that gets him in trouble as now he's behind the 8 and the 7 over here. He's going to kick it that one a bit. Nice and successful hit. Doesn't exactly leave Jose a real easy shot here. He's been playing a lot of defenses and kind of controlling the table pretty well with that, and it's showing on the score down here. Just managed to get that cue ball back there behind that 9 ball. Great shot once again by Jose, and possibly a little bit of a good roll to go on top of it. So Jeremy's going to come out with the jump cue. And catches the top of that 9 ball. Jose's going to come back to the table once again. Ball in hand. Everything here looks like it's got a way to be able to connect from one to the other without too much trouble. Seven ball with no trouble going back up table. Leaves himself very nicely on that 8 ball. Didn't have to do too much work to get on the 9 from there. Decides to shoot that one a little harder. Gets a little wild on that shot, and now leaving Jeremy with not the easiest shot in the world. He could cut it to this bottom right or play that combo. Neither one of them are very easy. Looks like he's going to go ahead and line up to cut that back over to the right hand side, or try to get that cue ball behind the 9 and just going to stay back there. Looks like Jose has it's a long shot, but he's got a shot on the 8. Take a look overhead, and he is going to have to bend that one a little bit, just around the edge of that 9 ball. Gives it a good try. Gonna get a roll out of it. This could have changed things up a little bit. Actually, it looks like he can make that 8 in the sides. I don't think he'll try anything too fancy. Just go ahead and pocket these 2 and take them in order as the pool gods intended. Jeremy takes care of a little bit of a accident there from Jose and moves it back within 3 games, 10-7. Jose's still in the lead. Finally had a chance to go through some of the comments on here and see one on here, and it's Mr. Carruthers asking if what does it take to get into the commentary booth over here? Show up. That's pretty much about it. Always looking for somebody to come in here and help out because I can only go through so much water in a night. I feel like a camel over here. It's actually a lot easier when you've got a couple people anyway, just because got a lot of buttons to push as we saw from the confusion earlier, and trying to do all the multitasking of looking at this many monitors, pushing all these buttons and talk at the same time doesn't always work out. So I would forever invite you and even be thankful if you'd like to show up and come help join us in the booth and watching some of these guys. We can learn how to play together. I've got a almost full bottle of Crown Apple sitting over there against the wall, and I don't think you've been. I don't believe you've been here before. You may have, but we do have a full liquor bar sitting over here against the wall, and it's exactly where my window points out to. But on this particular occasion, it is water. Don't ask me why. Probably not my smartest move. A little bit more opportunity between the two of them to play hide the cue ball, and Jose does a good job with that one. Not leaving a super easy hit for Jeremy to come back to the table. Alright, sends that one all the way down table, and a good shot from him. A whole lot for Jose to be able to hide behind down there, as he is able to see the 1 ball and be able to control where that cue ball is going. Does not get the roll that he likes, but definitely the one that Jeremy would like. Is now Jeremy comes to the table with an opportunity. I don't believe he's going to try to make this one, although it does look like it could pass all the way up to this this bottom right corner. I believe he'll take an opportunity to play his own version of hide the cue ball. Makes it 2. That one obviously not intentional or not called. I think they're discussing which way that one goes real quick. Now, depending on a few different factors, what this one comes down to is because a ball was made, and this one can go a couple of different ways, but depending on what ball was made, some people play with 10 ball rules, saying that the if it's the only the lowest ball on the table is the one that would would count if it was made, then the opponent would have the option of whether or not to come back. The way they're doing it here is if a ball is made, then it's the opponent's option, and that's the one that Jose got up and took a quick look to see if he liked the shot. He didn't, so he gave that one back to Jeremy. He gets a little bounce off the side of that 8-ball, and not necessarily the way that he'd want to, but he does still have a shot on the 7. Just a little bit tougher cut. Still makeable, but not easy. Looks like he's kind of examining the options between separating those two out. We're trying to make the cut. Decides to go ahead and separate those out a little bit. Does a good job of putting it down close to the bottom rail, not on the bottom rail like I'm sure he would have liked to have, but leaving a potentially tough cut for Jeremy. But Jeremy does have an opportunity here to get that cue ball again behind that 10. Does a great job of doing that. Sinks that one up pretty nice and tight. So Jose does not have an easy one rail kick to get back up to that 7-ball. Looks like he's trying 2 rails, catches that 8-ball on the way. Ball in hand, 4 balls remaining for Jeremy. Jeremy doing a good job of making a clean run down here. 1 ball away. Not too often you see somebody about 6'5" having to reach across the table with a bridge, but I guess if we can do it on a 3-foot table, he can do it on a 9-foot table. Finishes that one out in good fashion. Very clean finish for that one. Brings that up to 10-8 Jose. It's funny. Danielle, I see your comment about like the sounds like a preference of playing guys. You've got another female player that wants a match out here, but basically refuses to play against another female. And then you've got a whole lot of guys that do not want to play females because they know that they'll, number one, probably lose and feel bad doing it. So we get quite the mixtures, and I say you play anybody, girls, guys. Same with the other person. I know you're up for playing each, but the other person is not. All right, dry break on that one. Jose comes back up. He's got to look at the one ball, but not really going to have an easy pocket considering where that two ball is sitting up here. Blue one down here in this bottom left corner would be the one he would want to try to get onto. Looks like he's calling for the bank. Sends that one a little bit long, hides it behind the two ball. Not too bad of a one rail hit, but he's going to want to hit this one a little bit on the slower side in hopes, I believe, that the cue ball will stay up there behind that two. Looks like Jose's going to have a little bit of the one that he can hit. Probably just going to try to hide this one as well. And send that one ball down table, catches that nine ball, and it leaves an open hit for Jeremy coming back to the table. Brian Luke, I am not going in there to ask him that question. At least not with the choices that you picked out. But is he scared to play anybody, Danielle? So don't feel alone. Told Izzy a few weeks ago that I'd play him if he gave me 6 games going to 8, and he refused. I think he's chicken. All right, 10 ball down in the corner pocket. That was called shot. Moves that up a little bit closer. 9-10. Jeremy trailing, but only by 1. So quick catch up going on here. If I caught that last. All right, we may have another slightly shortened game, but in all honesty, I don't know that he's going to need to. This one's spread out pretty well, and looks like this is one that might be better served just doing a traditional run out. Doesn't have much angle on that one ball. We'll see if he elects to kind of pull that one back, and like he's going to draw it back, play that off one rail, decides to go ahead and stop it up there, take a little bit longer. 2-ball shot. Nice cut there. It doesn't stop. Looks like it snuck out enough, leaving him shot on that 3-ball. 4-ball is not going to take too much work to get on. I just concentrate on the shot at hand. That always makes it a little easier. Great shot there as well. Again, a couple of choices. There is a combo, but he's got a nice angle that I don't believe he's going to elect to try to take that 5-10 combo coming back down. Just draw this off and get it down table a little bit. Gets a little help maybe on the 5. Let's see if we can swing over there and see that one. I can't really tell if that goes in. It does not look like it, especially when we go to the overhead view. That looks like it might have gotten itself into a little bit of trouble as that 6 ball just did get in the way. We'll see if he decides to try more of a combo method, sending that 5 into the 6. And then would have to be really careful because that 5 is going to want to head towards that top rail. That's a lot to navigate through, but let's go ahead and try it. It's both of them right out in the middle. So Jose not coming back to optimal conditions with the way these three are lined up here. Decides to go ahead and play a defense. Did it make it? I don't know if that cue ball made that rail over there. It looks like both of them agreed that that one did not. It was really close. I don't think it made it though. I believe that was a good call. He wants to get about that same kind of angle on the 8 ball. He doesn't have to work too hard on it because, I mean, the 10's sitting right by the pocket, so as long as he leaves it makeable, he's okay. But nice job there, leaving himself plenty of room to go to make that 10 ball. Back to a tie ball game, 10 all. Jeremy with another successful break over there, and looks like that one does have a pocket. He needs to watch out a little bit from that 4 ball, but does get past it. Looks like you can just run this one forward, go around a couple rails, and find him after the 3 ball. The 7 ball actually helps him out a little bit. It looked like it was coming off of that one pretty hot. Here's where a little bit more decision has to go into it. That 5 wasn't necessarily the problem, but the 6 could have been. I think that got a little bit distracting as bobbles that 5. 6 isn't necessarily in a whole lot better play, so we'll see if Jose is going to try to get that back down table to get out of trouble, or if that 6 passes by the 9 ball. He elected to go ahead and send it down table. A little far, at least a clean hit on it. Jeremy taking a look at that one, deciding whether or not he wants to take that shot on, or give it back to Jose. It looks like he's going to go ahead and give that one a shot. Sends that one down center pocket. Kind of spears that one a little bit, and it's both unfortunate for the miss and very fortunate with the leave. If he did want to jump at this one, that's a long distance to try to stretch out there for the jump shot. He's going to kick one rail up to that top rail on this. Misses to the side of it, and Jeremy comes back to the table. 3 balls to run this one out. You see here, once again, keeping it nice and clean and not a whole lot of work. You can either elect to kind of punch this one in a bit, shoot that 10 ball all the way up to the top left corner. I could even draw it back if you wanted to play it in the side. I don't know that he's going to put that much work into it. Could just keep everything nice and calm and split these in opposite corners. Just decided to go ahead and shoot that one for the side pocket, and gets a good leave on it. Jeremy with the go ahead. 11 to 10, moves it up by 1. As you can see, like that's pretty typical with the, especially when it comes to rack your own 10 ball. And a lot of times, even if it's opponent rack, on that 2 and 3 is going to be in those back corners just to kind of separate the two of them out a little bit. At least an attempt to try to keep everything a little bit more honest on the break. Cue ball does find its way in the side pocket. Everything else scatters around pretty well. 2 and 4 get close. That 3 ball, so he will have to get to a couple particular places on the table as that 2 ball doesn't pass down. Doesn't look like it'll go into the top left corner. It will not go into the bottom right corner. Jose elects to go ahead and send that 1 ball down the table and makes another great defense like he has many times throughout this match. And I believe that one may have caught the 9 ball first. As they'll come back to the table, eyeballing that 110 combo. He's gotten pretty good about doing what he's doing now, and it's like putting a little bit of an angle on it or trying to make it kind of a double option. And that time he kind of got that one a little bit on the straight side, making it miss the 10 ball. Leaves an open shot. But a lot of them that I've seen him play in the past, where he's shooting for that combo on the 10, he'll place that cue ball on a nice angle to be able to get back behind something else, which is a very smart way to do it. It does make the shot a little bit more difficult. And I mean, it's a combo, so it's already difficult enough, but he's actually pretty successful with that. So make it or miss it, he's typically hiding. This time it didn't quite work out that way. It looks like he went ahead and lined it up a little bit more straight, and Jeremy using the whole cup. Little cue ball wiping its feet on the way in the door. Eyeing up that 10 ball. Overcuts that one just a little bit, but leaves some distance on that cue and 2 ball. It's a good placement on that one. We'll see. They probably play another defense, but this one looks like it's going to sneak past it. So Jeremy come back to the table with an open 2 ball shot. No problem at all with that 2 ball. Manages to get beside that 7, so cue stick's open to take a shot at that 3. Wipes his feet, but does not go in the door this time. Left a little narrow, but I believe he got himself enough room. He's jacking up like he's having to bend it a little bit around the edge of that 5 ball. Catches enough, and if it'll stay back there, looks like it has come out enough for Jeremy to be able to have a hit on that. And definitely so, possibly even be able to go ahead and pocket that. All right, Jose tying this one back up at 11 all. I see a 3 ball down. I don't know if anything else is going to go, but it doesn't need to. That 1 ball's sitting right by that side pocket. It's got enough straight and enough angle. He's got a couple of different options here. See that 2 ball right under his cue stick where he's standing at, but he's still able to draw it through. Decides to go ahead and take it down table, and with the help of that 8 ball, and it's come out very nicely. He bobbles the 2 up here. Jeremy coming back to the table with a 2 ball sitting right by the pocket and 4 ball sitting out in the open. It's a nice shot there, not as easy as it looks. Is with it sitting that close to the rail, it could come shooting across table. I mean, you're with the 4 being out in the open like that, you can bet that you're probably going to get a good leave on, as opposed to it sitting on top of the ball, but still taking a little bit of a chance, and he played that one well. Again, that 5 sitting right by that corner. Doesn't have to put too much into this when he can elect to stay below or above that round 7 ball. That 6 ball that we see a little bit to the left over there is going to be the next one he wants to shoot at. I wanted that to come up a little bit higher. It does still have a leave on it, and 7 sitting reasonably open here. Looks like from that angle it would actually go around that 9, so you might have to watch the speed a little. Overcuts it just a bit. 9 ball hanging right by the pocket, and kind of curious how Jose's going to view this one. Because although there is a 10 ball potential with where everything else is at, might be a little tough if that 10 ball doesn't go in and decides to try to play it that way. That 7, although cuttable, is very difficult from there. He's looking more towards the combo, and I like that one just because the 7 ball should stay down table and he can send that cue ball up table. Has to play it a little on the slow side. I don't think he was actually trying for the 10 ball on that one, as opposed to just separating it out. He did a great job at that. And if that one runs, we'll see how it ends up. And he has left a tough shot for Jose to come back to. Again, I think he can see the edge of the ball. I'm gonna go ahead and call up there, but I believe he's going to leave this one back here so that he sends up as a long shot if he doesn't happen to make it. But he does get awfully close to that one. This is going to sit right by that side pocket. I'm sure Jeremy's going to feel that's just fine placement there. You can actually even just slow roll this one in, or you can go ahead and take it up table and back down. That 8 ball's got a whole lot of pockets that it can go into, including just nudging that 9 ball in and leaving it right there. Good to play it on the other side. I'm not sure if that's exactly what he was looking for, but again, he's got some opportunities here, so that's still all makeable. He doesn't have to worry about where the 8 ball is going if it stays up table. Just stay out of each of those 4 pockets. Could even play to go ahead and make the 9 ball here if he wanted to. send that 8 ball up closer to the top corner, but I think they just making the 8 might be easier than trying to control that much. Looks like a good shot from here. Taking a look at where he wants to be over here on that side rail. It gets a little closer to the point, but I know that's not my favorite shot. We'll see how he takes care of this one. All right, it's a great shot from over there. So Jeremy moves that one back to the go-ahead at 12-11. It looks like as they step out of the room real quick, just a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. These two guys aren't bad about taking their time on break, so I wouldn't expect this to take but just a moment. Jose taking a quick work out of this one. Looks like his only fun one's going to be getting back on the 8-ball. And of course, as I say that, the 6-ball becomes a problem. I believe he was trying to separate that one out anyway, so might have worked out close to what he planned, but he did leave an open shot. Although it looks like that 7 may go by that 10 ball up there. See him more go ahead and force following through this 6 ball, coming back down for that 7 in the side pocket. But that's what he tried to do, and unfortunately opens it up for Jose coming back to the table. Jose doesn't have to do too much here, just kind of lay it back over on that side, and that 7 ball's right there just waiting to go in. And then we talked about this real briefly before, just to put it up here. It's starting a little bit earlier tomorrow, but Jose will be back tomorrow playing against Casey Grove. Jose's going to get 5 on the wire on that one. Race to 21, close to what it is today. Another great matchup. So join us a little bit earlier tomorrow. Needs an open shot on the 1 ball. Long, but still open. The 2 balls kind of tucked against that rail, so it's not super easy over there. So we'll see if Jose decides to go ahead and make this one and take that cut. Don't believe that Jeremy's going to give this one back to him with that 2 ball sitting very closely in front of it. 4 ball not too difficult to get to either. Mr. Caesar Falcon, thank you for asking. OTW means on the wire. So he'll be getting, Jose will actually start the first game with 0 to 5. He'll be up 5 games at that point. Same as 5 game spot, or there's quite a few different ways to say it. Jeremy playing a little bit of a defense there. He does get the 5 ball in the way, but I'm sure he wanted to get the edge of that behind the 8. Jose is going to have a jump shot. I believe he's heading over towards his bag to grab his jump cue now. I'm just going to go ahead and kick that 1 rail off the back. That's a great job, as he did call that side pocket. Just leave it nicely as he returns the favor to Jeremy, putting that 9 ball between Q and 4 ball. There were a miss on both sides for Jeremy, and Jose taking a look at where he wants to leave for that 5 ball. So just take this one, kind of run it forward a little bit and kind of get it on line with where that cue is. Doesn't have to be exactly where like the tip is. Typically, he's just trying to find a good line for himself. It's a little tight over there. I have a ton of room to work with. We'll take a quick look at the overhead, and you can see that a little bit off on this one, and that can become a difficult shot. 6 ball's kind of laying right there, so he doesn't have to work too hard for it. It's an almost simultaneous hit, but that one's still clean enough to go to the shooter. So you guys are definitely keeping this one a close game at 12-12. Jeremy telling him to go ahead and take that one. Moves that one up 1 point to 13-12 Jose. Eight ball traveling in there at the last minute, and looks like he might blocked. We'll take a look. Definitely blocked for a shot on that 1 ball, so we'll probably just see a push shot here. Push shot for anybody that might not be familiar with that. That was kind of the signal if you happen to see him just kind of push his hand forward. That means that he's allowed to, only after the break, first shot after the break, he's allowed to push that cue ball anywhere he wants to, assuming he doesn't scratch. And then it's the opponent's choice on whether or not to take the shot or give it back. In this case, Jeremy doesn't like the placement, so he decided to go ahead and give it back to him. It's kind of one of those things where you really do have to be careful, because you've got you want to put it somewhere that you're comfortable with taking the shot, and hopefully your opponent is not. So if they do give it back to you, you still got something you can do with it, so you can't just intentionally hide it behind something and not expect to come back and shoot it. Since Jose shot that one, did make a good contact with it, Jeremy's forced to come back to the table and plays a great shot, sticking that cue ball behind 3 in pretty close proximity. So even if he jumps it, it's going to be tough. He's going to one rail kick at this one. Slides on the outside of that 1 ball. So Jeremy, with that successful defense, gets to come back. Pretty open table here. 7 ball is not in the most optimal place. Everything else pretty open though, so you've got a little time to work around. Just wants to stay in line throughout the whole thing. Once you start getting a little bit out of line, a lot of times it's very, very difficult to get back in line, and you have to start working on your shot making ability. So right here, he actually has an opportunity to be able to move that 7 and 9 ball. Not sure if maybe a little more English on it than he wanted to, or if he was just trying to get down below the ball in that shot. So I have to go ahead and roll that 4-ball in. Take the shot on the 5. We'll see if he decides to stick that 5-ball over by that 7 and 9. Shoots it the other way. He's out a little bit short, and probably kind of a safe bet from there because he hasn't left Jose a super easy way to get back onto that 7-ball and not be able to pick the placement. He's got obviously the 6 next. Now this one's interesting because now Jeremy can go ahead and play that 10-ball and not have to worry about that 7 if it works out for him. And gets a little too full into it. 5-ball goes up table. Jose just has to kind of bear down on this one a little bit, and just have to go ahead and try to cross corner that one. Hits her the right speed so that if it misses, like it did, it still comes out to be pretty decent defense. Follows that pocket near him, gets really close to it. 6-ball still in the way. They're not leaving it easy for either one of each other. And there's that breakout that both of them have been waiting for. I believe it's sitting behind that 7-ball. We'll take a look over here, and yeah, it's definitely behind the edge of it. So we'll see if that jump cue comes back out. And see if Jeremy's old trusty pitching wedge can make one more for him. Looks like he might have even called the 6 on this one. Makes a good hit on it, but is he going to get unlucky? And very much so. He does not get the draw on that ball that he wanted to. He's really out of line on that 6-ball, so he'll have to go with a second option. Looks like he's going to try to cut it anyway, but that's not an easy cut. But we'll leave him where he will make it tough when that doesn't work out. And once again, he's done just that. That 9-ball is definitely in the way of that 6. And I think both players are kind of suffering from sort of the same thing, and that's that every time they get up to shoot, even though they might make a good hit on something, they still have to deal with, it seems like every time they come to the table, it's another defense, and some of them intentional, some of them just great rolls. Another prime example coming up right here. A long-winded few balls that's come up on this game, and after a while, it really starts to get exhausting, and you start to make a lot of mistakes when this happens, to say the very least. Makes a good hit. Did call the side pocket. So again, with that long of a reach, although you could technically call that makeable into that corner pocket, there's nothing easy about this one. We'll see how Jeremy decides to play it. Looks like he's going to go a little straighter into it. And I'm sure he'd like to have had that cue ball sitting on top of that 7 or 9 just to make the hit a little bit more difficult. It's not the case here, and Jose was faced with one very similar to this about a shot ago. Both of them know if you do it long enough, eventually somebody's gonna mess up. Somebody's gonna miss cues, or not make a successful jump or a bad hit, something like that. And that's kind of what the two of them are hoping for right now. It takes a lot of patience to be able to get there, and not everybody's built with that kind of patience. Namely, talking about myself. Another good hit, but this one's gonna come back down table. That's got enough speed to get back up a little bit. And Jeremy doing another good job of getting a blocker in there. As that 10 ball is in the way, I think he can see an edge of it. At least he can, as they can make a hit. Trims the edge of it, and it did stay away from that edge of the pocket. Once again, a long safety battle continues. And there's that miss that we were talking about, and it goes around the table a few times, scratches up in that top corner, and Jose comes back to the table with a long-awaited ball in hand. Nicely done. 2 games ahead is Jose at 14-12. I believe it. This kind of gets down to one of those points that win or loss, both those players are probably glad to get that game over with. Now they can move on to some shooting. Alright, dry break. Gives Jeremy a little bit of an opening. Catches that 1 ball. I don't believe he wanted to do that, but still has a open shot down here on 2 ball. 3 ball not too far away from it. It catches a little bit straight as opposed to catching a little bit of a inside on that ball and avoiding the hit. Don't know if that 10 is in the way of the actually trying for the bank shot, but like he might even be calling that 10 ball. which means he's planning on sending that cue ball up table. I believe he's got an open hit on it, and he may have an open pocket, but if you look at the direction that's going to want to go in, he does make that 3 ball. The cue ball is going to want to track right behind that 8 ball, so he's going to have to push that one forward and make sure that it gets out. Decides to go ahead and play a little bit more defense. He may not have been as open as I thought it was, because he looked like he actually played that into the 7 ball. It's a good roll out of it. Looks like part of it's behind that 5 ball. Oh, left enough out there to make it. If he can get a big bounce off of this, he might be able to get to that. And it does look like it's open for that 4 ball, although there's some distance on it. You can see this is a little bit off angle from where he would like for it to be. That cue ball is going to track itself over up by that 9 ball. He's going to want to be able to get around that. Ooh. Let's slide right by it. Runs it a little far. I think I'd call this one that we would normally want to go for. Sends that one down by the 10 ball. Does an excellent job of getting that cue all the way up there behind the 9 ball. That was just a good job there. Mr. Nelson Tehran, how's it going tonight? And thank you for those stars. Really appreciate that. Yeah, if we look at the overhead on this one, not only did he get behind it, but he's made this into a 2-rail shot to try to get back down. A good attempt, but that was asking an awful lot. So let's see him just kind of knock the 6 ball in. Use that 7 to get that 8 straight back up table. Not gonna make a prediction because, well, I'm horrible at those apparently. Just had to slow down a little bit. Kind of gets a touch more angle than he wanted to. A little inside English. I think he can still track and stay on that same side. May elect to go ahead and hit a little bit of top and go on the other side of the 9 ball. Just like that. He's had to slow down some though. Well played there. Gives himself a great leave on that 10 ball. And back to within 1 game we go. 14-13. Jose still with a small lead. A nice open break by Jeremy on that one. Looks like he does still have a shot on the one ball. Two balls already gone down. Three sitting not too far from it. Draws it back, but draws it into trouble. That nine ball is back in the game. Danielle's asking how many ladies have shot on the stream so far. If I'm not mistaken, and anybody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think the answer is one, and that would be Miss Kaylee McIntosh. Erin has been on it before, but it's been a while. I think, matter of fact, I think that was kind of before we started like all the scoreboarding and all that stuff. So that was, I don't think she's been on it this year, unless maybe we did turn the cameras on for Scotch doubles sometime. But yeah, Kaylee's been out here a few times. I'm trying to get more ladies out here, and none of y'all want to do it. That's all right. I like that one. Is Spencer on? I can't see everybody that's on here. If he doesn't see that, then that's just a wasted comment, David. Or Jeremy taking a run at that thin ball. It's right by the point, just doesn't fall in. Nice shot up table by Jose on that one. Looks like that six ball is not too much trouble for him. Wants to get that cue ball up just a little bit, about exactly where he just put it. Great shot, as that nine ball is going to be next. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. Hands that one right back, ties up the game at 14-14. Shaking his head a little bit of disbelief. We've all done well. If you haven't done that shot, you haven't been playing long enough, because it's out there. Another open break by Jeremy, but this time comes up dry. Jose calling that kick shot, and what a great job that was. One ball all the way down here in this bottom corner pocket. Doesn't get the greatest lead on the two, but he still got the shot on the two. Separate that out like he's been doing quite a bit today, and doing a good job of being able to keep control of this table for quite a bit of this match by doing that. Jeremy with a couple of defensive tricks up his sleeve himself. Carries it once again. I believe that may have caught the 9-ball first, but regardless, just to make sure of it, that cue ball decides to find its way in to remove any controversy that could have happened on that shot. See a 3-ball up here, but that 4 can that could prove itself to be a little bit tough. So this one's gonna get back there in a rough area, but he does have a look at it. If we look overhead, I think that's actually even makeable from there. Found a nice little window. I have to go ahead and send it up table. Might have traveled a little further than he wanted, but he still left a pretty tough shot for Jose to come back to the table with. Jose making a really good effort at it's a difficult shot, and now we're back to miss a shot and get a great roll out of it. It hit most of that 4-ball behind that 8. Jeremy also taking a good stab, but that gonna scratch? Wow. Guys are finding some pockets this game. Unfortunately, it's the cue ball that seems to be going into it. Yikes. Sneaks that behind the edge of the 6-ball. I don't think he's got a clear shot. Find out in a moment. Taking a good look at it, and it might overcut and be able to sway defense, but exactly what happened there. We'll probably see a 1-rail kick from Jeremy off this short rail. If he can catch just our right side edge, might be able to make the 5 and get the cue ball up table. It was a good try at it. Comes up the high side of that side pocket. Not a straight in shot on the 6, but still makeable. He shoots that one in, but now got himself in a little bit of trouble. The 10-ball didn't exactly help him out on that one. But now the 10-ball is back in its corner as it stays in the middle of that cue and 7-ball. Jeremy lining up a 1-rail kick, hoping for that side pocket for the 7. Now the table just opened up a whole lot more for Jose. Ooh, overcuts that one a bit, and now this one goes to Jeremy's advantage. And he can either, we'll see if he decides to play that 8-ball in the side pocket after the 7. Could just bump it in and play it a little slower. We'll come back across and play it a couple rails. Yeah, that's a good shot. I'm sure Jeremy's ready to just kind of let that stroke out a little bit whenever he gets a chance. It runs a little bit far, so he's made a little tougher, but he doesn't have to do too much with it if he can just pocket that in the side pocket. That 9-ball's sitting there waiting. does try to play it, but also knew might not have known it was going to get quite that good. But he knew that if he missed it, it was going to head down table. So good try at it. Gets really, really close. As they one roll kick to the bottom of it in hopes that 8 ball goes that top left corner. Catches a little light. We'll see what kind of roll Jeremy gets this time and call that reasonably favorable. It's a long stretch down there. I'm sure he'll want the bridge, and Jose's kind enough to reach over and grab it for him. All right, nice job. We'll see Jeremy take this one around, counting the rail where the 9 ball is, about 3 rails. Decides to draw it back. He has a different way he likes to play that one. His works better than mine does. With the go-ahead, 15-14, Jeremy now up by 1. Guys have been back and forth quite a bit. While these guys are getting started on this, I'm going to take a real quick break, and then that way I can come back and be ready for the 4th quarter. Great shot by Jose on that one. And Danielle, you're right. It does need some WD-40. Maybe I just get a beanbag and sit on the floor. Be a lot better on the back. That he's left himself with a pretty long shot on the 4-ball. He's got a pretty straight stroke. Let's see if he bears down and makes this one in. Adjust the filters a little bit here, see if we can't get the chair squeaking out of here. Put it up right against that rail. This is nothing easy about this shot, and not sure that he was going for that one. I think he wanted that to go a little bit further down. They're not exactly left an easy shot for Jeremy. If that was a little bit more off the rail, Jeremy could just play a top shot where he's sitting. Might be what he's trying for. With behind lefted down table, hasn't left a real easy shot for they to come back to. Could look at this one, but I'm gonna try to hide this one. That's just the point. How far is that gonna come back out? Leave about the shot that he had earlier. Sitting on the rail for Jeremy, but not an easy shot either. Trying to decide if speed he'd like to use so that if it's not going that pocket, still like throw that cue ball to stay around that 5-9 blocker. Called pinball. Four ball up table. It's a little easier for Jose to come back to combo 5-9. This is eyeball and favorable for Jeremy. 7-ball might even help him stay out a little bit, get back to that mid table combo. Down table. 5-ball all the way up. Down from our direction. Back to playing the 9 on the side. It long shot for Jose. Once again against the rail. The ball's still down on this end of the tables. The whole pocket, but there nonetheless. Lead 7-ball, just enough angle when press that one forward. Up. If he decides to go ahead and play that 9-10 combo or play that 9-ball all the way up. would have liked to have gotten a little bit straighter on that, I'm sure, but some of the ones he's been making, makeable shot for him as well. Great shot by Jose. Go ahead and take it, ties it back up. 15 all. Race to 5 after all this. One ball gets reported from two and behind that. Roll kick. About that last shot. I was just asking about the last shot they just had there. It does look like the cue ball, although barely. It did kind of bump the top of 6 ball. They just wanted to make sure before. Jeremy here. Leave Jeremy as well, and tough pick. Great hit, almost makes it. Figure that he just played that one. Served to make that one. The cue ball up table. 2 ball. A bad position. More than Jeremy wanted it to, but full pocket. See it. Bad angle on it, but scratch everything. Side pocket after 4. Very open table here. See if 4 ball to come back across table. 6 in his pocket. I think he'll go for the combo. I don't think there's really necessarily a reason to go for it on this one. It's pretty open. Did not want that one to sit on the rail like that. Back out towards that 8 ball. Digging into a little bit. Still accomplishes that goal with no problem. That was a great shot. Job there. Go into the side pocket. Let that cue ball drift right on down for that 10 ball. This one has been missed by both players a couple of times today. But not this time. Jeremy sinks that in with no problem at all. And leaving himself a nice shot on that 10 ball. Jeremy going back in front by 1, 16-15. Ball goes flying in the corner, and 10 ball wouldn't have mattered, but bounces around that corner pocket a couple of times. Health and 1 ball pocket, but it sure looks like it does. It's a little on the tight side. Big stretch to be able to get to it. It does. This isn't a bad rack at all for Jeremy. Everything is very, very open. Kind of his challenge shot there. From looking out the window here, it actually does have room. It was a little tight, but go ahead and try to play the carom on that one. Gonna go ahead and go for bank shot. Can't blame him. There's a lot of reward on this one. Sends it a little bit long. Shoots it the way he has a lot of shots. But it is buried behind another ball, so good execution there. Jeremy come back to the table on this one with his own pitching wedge. following each other back up the top of the table, and long shot, but makeable shot for Jose to come back to. That's to cross over the other side. I believe he's still calling the one ball, but he wants to put that into the bottom right instead of the bottom left. I think we see why, considering where that cue ball is, and that's a great shot once again. He's really thinking his way through a lot of these shots and keeping a lot of double options over there. He knows very well if he would have missed that one ball in this other corner, there was a good chance that Jeremy was going to be able to run out. Jay comes back to the table with that same opportunity. A little bit straighter than he wanted to. Not that he's got here. Let's go ahead and put a little bottom right on that one and come back up here about where he's standing. Draw's working out good for him, and good shot here, and we see the same kind of shot once again. Some people, draw is your friend. You gotta know how to control it. Runs that one forward, sends that around a couple rails, and easy 9-ball shot. They deciding not want Jeremy to get too far away, so ties it back up. 16 all, now down to race to 4. A little bit too late. We'll go through that one. A little bit jammed up on this one. The break was pretty good, pretty solid, I should say. One ball's in a little bit of trouble, 2 balls hurting down there. Heading on the opposite side of the 10-ball where you'd want it. Good job hiding that cue ball. Ball's his friend today. Two-row kick from behind it and finds a clear path to the side pocket. Little bump there to try to get that 2-ball out. Fortunately, stays behind it. Let's find up. And unfortunately, he can trim the edge of that 2-ball where it's sitting. That 2-ball kind of track over there behind that 8-ball. It's in that cue ball up table. Yeah, but that 10 just about drills that one in. That would have been one hell of a shot. Putting down a little Jeremy with an opportunity on 6 ball up in the corner. 5 balls once again are open. Go down, drives that one a little bit. That's to in that 7 ball up table or a little more aggressive fashion. It sure does find a way to sneak that 7 ball queen there. Opened up very nicely for him now as that 8 ball, 9 ball, table him back out. A little bit of an angle. Get a little bit closer to that 10 ball. Problems taking this one home. Jeremy once again taking the lead and getting any room between it. Going back and forth. Want to be the one getting the top number. So for anybody that's looking for something to do this weekend, I'm here at Mikey's Place, Memorial Tournament, January 23rd. That is 8 ball. $30 entry, and we'll take care of you, giving plenty of time for the tournament opening up and getting that off at 12 o'clock. Promises I'm trying to make it up there myself if I can. Matches going on here, probably going to do exactly that. And hopefully see you out there. Catching that pocket with the cue ball, but instead, decent. That ball's kind of still a bit. Might be off the rail just enough to be able to make it. That you want to bobble over there. That 210 is going to be too tempting. Since it makes that one problem. Looking at a carom shot here. But that sitting that close to the cue ball, sitting that close to the rail, that part's going to work out. So you got a little bit more limited options. Could go ahead and try to cut it into it, but that's a pretty dangerous shot, and I'm going to go ahead and call it for lack of other better options. Instead, 2 ball, not only the 2 ball to get against the side rail, but hoping that 2 ball would get behind the 10. I'm sure. Point sneaks out enough. Jeremy has a shot on the 2. At 4 ball and helps his position out a little bit more. Good backward or forward. I think he'll forward on this one. Come back out. Couple rail. Off on that 5 ball that we need to run. Forward. Definitely see the ball isn't in the way. a good hit, being that close to the 8 ball, and somehow or another that thing finds its side pocket. Like table giving himself plenty of safe room. That 7 to go on the side and to be able to get him onto that 8 ball. No problems at all there. Right. Back to tie ball game and a race to 3. They trying to play defense on that one. If it didn't catch the point, I think that would have been actually a good one. For him, he does catch that point. 7 ball is sitting very close pocket. Bump that one into the side. It's not a gimme. It's a thin pocket from there, but it's the side and just let that key ball kind of float out just a fraction. Ball's right, or 8 ball, excuse me, is right there for the taking. You pocket, but nevertheless finds its way in, and that's all you have to ask for. The ball's looking good for that corner pocket. 18-17, just inching a little bit closer after some very hard fought rounds through here. Both definitely putting it out there for enjoyment. Racking that up. I know this one's a little hard to see, so we'll make sure we kind of get to the top of our big live stream page. Next weekend, we told you about the Wayne Ball tournament that's going on. Following, same place, Mikey's place, here in Plant City, the Winter 8 Ball Shootout. This is the first one they're doing, and it's Classic Billiard Outfitters. Promises to be a really good tournament. Don't have much doubt that they're going to fill for player field that's out there, and actually one that we're going to go up and live stream ourselves. Kind of on the road type streaming, and I appreciate the people that are really good at that. We'll find out if we can at least suffer through it. Please join us. One ball has found a home. Two ball. Try for that two ball if you wanted to, and kind of a little bit of a free shot at it. On the side, let that cue ball kind of back over. Decides instead, and put the cue ball down table. Don't know if it's completely blocked. Screen here, it does look like it's open. I don't know if it's makeable from where it is. Taking a stab at that 10 ball. That 2 ball back up there, up table. That's a little uncharacteristic for a lot of the shots that he's been playing. A little bit of trouble as he has found the side of that 3 ball, and he'll hit it. Far from an easy shot to make. Could go in there, but I was gonna travel a little bit. Comes up just a touch short. He definitely had enough to be able to make it, but that was a hard shot. Four ball finds its way into the pocket. Stuff a leave on the 5. Ball should probably move pretty minimal here. Give him an opportunity for that 6 ball. It's sitting right there just waiting. Here again, no, 2. Pocket the ball, and the ball's there waiting. Nice control on that draw on that one, and the draw's definitely been his friend through the second half here. And another one, a little bit of low and bump it off the rail. Grabbing an extension over there for the back of that cue. Oh, and that one kind of caught him. So a legal hit, since the cue ball did hit the rail after hitting the 8 ball. Pocketed ball by Jeremy. A little bit long on the 9 ball now. He does have to be a little bit careful. We'll see if he decides to do a little bit of inside just to stay in line with the 10 ball. Bumps it up a little bit and made the shot a little tougher. Still very makeable. He's made quite a few of these shots today, including an 8 ball just a few moments ago. Not quite as long as what this one was, obviously, but same concept. You find the outside of that ball where you need to, and the pocket's just a little further away. No problems at all. 2-game lead if that cue ball doesn't find that pocket. That one puts him on the hill. 19-17. Jose needs 3. This has been a tough battle between these two, and I know it would be a close game. They're making it closer than what even the expectations were. A couple of balls pocketed on that one, and see where that 1 ball's sitting. It's actually a little bit on the far side of that side pocket. I don't know that he would necessarily try to make that, but that 10 ball's not sitting far away from it. Very possible see an attempt to try to carry him into that 9 ball. Good try on that shot. Catches the 10 ball a little on the left side. Bit. He doesn't have more room, and fortunately finds himself behind that 4 ball. Not make a hit on 2. Jeremy's going to come back with ball in hand. And this table's pretty open. I think both the players might be getting a little bit on the tired side for some of the play during the latter half has been a little more difficult. Saw some of the earlier games in the middle. Jeremy wants to end this one right now with that 2-10 combo. A whole lot to hide behind. Kind of an all or nothing on this one. Drills that in. 20-17. Jeremy takes that one away with a great match between the 2 of them. Hats off to both of them. Thank you everyone for who's tuned in this evening. Always great to have you. A lot of people have shared the stream out. Always appreciate that. So hopefully everybody will be able to join us tomorrow. He's going to be on a warpath to want to win this one, but no slouch. First time and fights out. So hopefully you'll be able to join us around 5:30 tomorrow. Till then, everybody stay safe, and we will see you soon.